Hey guys, welcome to our new little basket case. It's a 1963 Shasta Can-Ham. When we got her, she had a lot of damage in the back due to water, so we've had to take out the window and scrape off all the decals. And when we took out the window, this is kind of what it's looking like. And once we got to the inside, all right, this is what the inside's looking like once we got into it. To get into it, I suggest you don't gung-ho rip into it like I always do everything. We're doing very tiny sections at a time. Although the wood was way worse than this water damage. The whole back was rotted out. All of the wood along was like this. It's not even connected to the edges. As we've got into it, we've realized there's no frame, there's no structure. I could shake it's way stouter now because we've added this other board, but all of it, well, was about like that. The whole structure of the back just wiggles when you touch it. There's nothing holding anything. Also, all the water damage along the edges had rotted out all the wood that was actually holding it. So how we're fixing this problem is I've taken a tool, sorry for the movement, that you must have. It's just a crowbar where you can take out the nails. Very gently remove all the excess skin that looks like this. Once you get to the second layer, it is balsa wood. Nothing but this really thin, tiny little layer of wood that's not holding anything. And then it had the tiniest amount of insulation. It's so thin, it's doing no good whatsoever. We're gonna put better insulation in. Be sure as you're going along, there are some wires back here that are tucked in. Don't cut or hurt any of those as well. So we've just literally measured and cut pieces of wood to fit where the existing ones were, but we have opted to add extra wood for extra support. So up in all of these corners, I am liquid nailsing into the corners. It does not have to be a pretty job because it's all going to be covered up. So just keep cutting your pieces of wood, keep liquid nailing them in as you go. Morning ladies, today I was going to show you what we've chosen to use on the back. I love the way beadboard looks, but to cut a whole sheet and make it go with the curve is never going to work. So we've opted to use these individual sheets. It actually kind of bends just the tiniest bit. They've got grooves that they just pop into one another. So super easy. So with the curve of the back of the camper, they're just going to go in just like that, and we can build it as we need it. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, I'm trying to be extremely descriptive for you to let you know what we're doing and why we're doing it. So sorry for all the detail, but this trailer is so not level. Everything we're cutting, like one side, I measured one side over here to cut this piece, and it was like 7 inches. This side was almost 8.5 inches. So when I cut the 7-inch one times 2, of course it was too short, and I know that, but that's how off this trailer is. So what he's done is he's put down the very first piece of board, and then he put a piece of the beadboard on top of it. Rather than putting all the boards up and then going back and trying to beadboard over the top, we're gonna build it as we go, just because it's so unlevel. Like I said, we're using individual pieces of the pot together plank beadboard rather than the sheets because of the curve. It's curved this way and it's curved this way. So these have a little bit of play, a little bit of flexibility, and now our only concern is trying to get to where it looks like it's level even though it's not. So one piece at a time. Now we're going to do the next piece of base, and then we'll put the next piece of beadboard. Alright, so when you're putting the tongue and groove, you definitely don't want to use your staple gun to where you can't slide your next piece down. And the easiest way to fill it is to go on the flat part. So as you staple in, be sure, give it enough pressure and go far enough down to where you can slide your next piece on. Okay, it's stacking up pretty well. So instead of doing another long piece, we're going to put 3 little pieces just sticking up about, to where the next board goes, all the way across. One there, one there, one there, And then on the next one, we're going to do another long piece. So far, that's what the fabulous cute little beadboard's looking like. Love it. Okay, so are we going to do a long one next, or what are you, explain what you're doing?
Right now I'm trying to figure out where I need the longest support. I need a long support right here so I can attach plywood where the license plate goes and where the tail lights attach. You want the most support there. They vibrate, metal fatigue will fall off. So we're going to run small supports here. We're going to run a long support here, small supports here, and another long one here.
On the creases.
On the creases.
Okay.
To give it the most support.
That makes sense. Explain your piece to me.
The wires go up in here so I don't have to cut them.
But what's this thing for?
To hold the license plate bracket.
Ah.
The wires are for the license plate light. I'm going to have to shave a little off.
Okay, this is probably a good point to stop. The last board that we put in was a little bit of a challenge because you've got the wires that we had to go right up underneath them and get the board aligned to where we can attach it, but yet leave it where we can get to everything. So in every single joint, we are liquid nailing the snot out of it all the way up and down. For one, for water leak protection, and also, like I said, the structure is just so shabby. We're trying to give it as much support as we possibly can. Works. It is amazing. The magic tool. Impressive, eh? You want one, don't ya? Yes, you do. Everything's gone real smoothly up until this point. We've got one little bubble that kind of sticks out down here. We tried everything to fix it. Can't do it. Just going to have to live with it. But other than that, we're up at the very corner trying to put in the last piece. The curve is at such an angle, he's having to make a tool to stick up in there and twist it to get the little notches to groove in. See how it's just kind of really sticking out on the edges. We also thought about cutting that edge up there, but it won't help, he said. So we'll see if this tool works.